What's the difference between a healthy boundary and someone just being controlling? Let's unpack. So essentially, one of the key differences between a boundary and controlling behaviors is if the boundary dictates another person's behavior, choices, autonomy, or relationships that they have in their life, it's not a boundary, it is a control mechanism, which is usually rooted in fear, trauma, or past relational wounds. Now, manipulation can be conscious or unconscious. Irrespective of this, the outcome is the same. It's a person trying to manage their internal anxiety by managing someone else's external behavior. So for many people, when it's unconscious and it's rooted in anxiety, it's not because they are crazy, it's not because they are malicious. It's often because their system is scared, unhealed, and trying to preempt danger. Doesn't mean that it's okay. It is definitely an area that would need working on. And it's like many other things. The intent and what the driver is behind it doesn't necessarily negate or erase the harm of the person on the receiving end of it. So this simple test can help you identify whether or not something is a realistic, healthy boundary, or if it is controlling behavior. A healthy boundary protects your well-being. It communicates your needs. It leaves others free to choose what behavior that they are going to engage in. It includes you taking action if the boundary is crossed and it violates something that is reasonable and healthy within you. And with this, it also works if the other person says no, because either way you are protected. The healthy boundary will work even if the other person says no or doesn't engage in that, because you are either going to get the healthy positive behavior or they are going to remove themselves from the dynamic, or you are going to end the conversation, whatever the boundary is. And lastly, which is very important, a healthy boundary doesn't require monitoring, restricting, or policing someone else. Now, in contrast, a control-based boundary might look like this. It manages someone else's choices. It imposes rules to reduce that person's dysregulated and often unreasonable or unrealistic anxieties. They often require surveillance, checking, or compliance. They will often remove the other person's autonomy, and there is often punitive consequences of this, or punishment. So are control-based boundaries manipulation? Yeah, kind of, but the intent does matter, because sometimes they can be driven from unconscious trauma responses, dysregulated survival strategies, which sort of feeds into protective strategies. Either way, they're not really healthy or helpful. Now, where I hope that this information can be helpful to you is being able to identify if someone is trying to put in place a healthy, rational, realistic boundary for you and your relationship, or is someone trying to consciously or unconsciously manipulate the dynamic based on their own internal anxieties. And if you're able to differentiate this a little bit better, then you can hopefully engage and support and identify some of your own boundaries with these people.